Hi, my name is host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, and I'd like to respond to a comment and discuss the issue of quality versus quantity. So this morning, after a fairly poor live stream, or perhaps it was yesterday morning, I guess it was yesterday, a commenter indicated that asked me, have I ever considered quality over quantity? Which was a fine enough snarky remark, but I replied with something like, I never have in the 10 years of YouTubing considered this trade-off. Thank God you're here. Whew. Anyway, obviously I've spent a lot of time thinking about it, and it's an issue for me because there's another vector, there's another vector here that needs to be addressed, which is the amount of time put into something. So a live stream is always the same amount of time put into it as it is time spent doing it, more or less. There's a little extra time on the ends maybe, but not much. So in that regard, it's the lowest effort form of publishing videos. Now, to the viewer who commented that, I get it, that was a shitty live stream. And I've been having some shitty live streams lately. I've not been doing a particularly good job of live streaming. I've kind of stopped live streaming as a consequence. Some of my live streams are quite entertaining. Lots of them are. But even so, they need to be adjudicated as an example of the kind of work that they are, which is to say, on-the-fly improvisational stuff for some period of time, having a conversation with people. They're not really produced pieces of media in the normal long-form video sense. For me, this issue of quality versus quantity is a constant bugaboo because so the way it works out for me is I have both. I have quality and quantity. In other words, yes, I produce a lot of stuff that's meh, and I produce a lot of stuff that's quite good. Then there's the amount of time I put into making the piece of art, the video. Sometimes I put a lot of time in it and it comes out crappy aesthetically. Sometimes I put a little amount of time in and it comes out well aesthetically. Whether or not something pops has to do with its concision, its topic, its execution, and lots of other things. Sometimes writing something out scripted ahead of time is a good way to make it better. Sometimes it doesn't help at all. I've tried just about everything in my 10 years or so here regular YouTubing, and I've made just about every kind of video you can make, from music videos to stills and narration videos to historical analysis of things to debate analysis to, just you name it, I've made it. Dating advice, philosophy of all sorts, psychology of all sorts. I've made videos about it. So, it is not incorrect to say that you necessarily sacrifice some quality when you embrace quantity, no matter what. Because if only on one metric here, which would be that as a creative identity, if you refuse to define yourself as anything, you'll never be useful to other people as anything. You've got to define yourself as this or that or the other thing, so that somebody's going to interview you, they know who they're interviewing. Are they interviewing a YouTuber? Are they interviewing a debate coach? Are they interviewing a philosopher? Are they interviewing a typologist? Are they interviewing a musician? Are they interviewing a vlogger, a shorts maker, a long form video maker? Because I've got another channel, Mindy's Club, which is much more single concept. And it is single concept, and to the exclusion of all other concepts, whereas Talking with Famous People includes lots of different kinds of stuff, right? So it boils down to attentional manner. For me, I, for a long time, felt a compelling need to communicate a lot. Whether it was wise as an artist, no, probably not. I probably put myself way too much out there, right? Was it wise in the communicative process, for me, yes, because I understand things by talking them out, and sometimes it takes a while to talk them out. Was it wise from a practical standpoint? Well, it wasn't entirely unwise. It established sort of a community and a certain level of legitimacy around YouTube and around Typology that will serve me well, has served me well, and will continue to serve me well. It's a mixed bag. The thing is, from a consumer's perspective, I'm making media making choices all the time. But the truth is, from my perspective, I'm living a certain kind of life, which includes engaging with the YouTube community, usually in live streams, but sometimes in uploaded videos like this. So I am aware that I am not the Beatles. I don't have nothing but hits. I got plenty of misses, but it's a more complicated equation than Homie wants to acknowledge here. It doesn't just involve trying harder, but therefore spending longer on single things and less being able to produce fewer total things. That's one factor, but spending a long time on something is not necessarily a good way to make something good. It's, art is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably shit. And when you have to spend a long time on something, well, it depends. You might be forcing it. You might be trying to force something. You have to trying to work out all the kinks of something, and realize, man, this is too kinky to begin with, right? So it's a tricky equation for just about everybody. Trying to make good art is the hardest thing a person can do, frankly, and possibly the most important. So thank you for your comment. I will keep it in mind next time I'm reflecting on things.